Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Godspeed, where we provide you a weekly market overview for the Lexus LC500 and other of your favorite Lexus F models. This week, guys, we've got a new entry into the lowest price point. The $57,000 option sold last week, or at least it went back in auctions. This week, we've got a 2018. It's only got a one owner on it, 0 accidents, 65,000 miles, so a little higher on the miles, but coming in at $58,988. For the hot deal of the week, it's a 2020 LC500. It's clean. It's a one owner. It's got 50,000 miles on it, but $71,995. That's the lowest and cheapest 2020 option available for you, especially clean with and only a one owner. So that's an interesting option there. And then last but not least, we've got a new lower priced Lexus LC500 convertible. This one's white and red. It has been reported as a lemon. It's got 29,000 miles on it, and it's coming in at $77,995. This is a couple $1,000s cheaper than last week's cheapest convertible, which was that white with a refurbished title on it. But I'm curious to hear from you guys what you think about a lemon, right? That could be a bad stereo or whatever the case may be. California is known for their buyback option, so I've seen several good deals come out of lemons, but curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are. All right, team, let's get into the review for the week. Welcome to the month of March. One of the things I want to bring to our attention this month is that I'd originally anticipated prices to be a little lower than they currently were. But after a little research, apparently the month of March is indicative of tax returns, or at least the majority of them, right? Some of them start to come in February. We get a little bit more trickle out in April, but the month of March is where you see the largest level of returns for tax returns. And guess what? The dealers and brokers know that. So what we can probably anticipate for the month of March is that we're not going to see brand new lows for the most part until we can get out of the month of March and get away from this whole tax return season. And that's a little indicative of the prices that we're seeing this week, right? Because last week or 2 weeks ago, the lowest price was $57,000. This week, we're coming in at a couple $1,000s higher at $58,000. So keep that in mind, right? Just one more reason to kind of hold your horses until we can get into some warmer weathers, as well as get out of this tax return season, okay? One other thing I want to call you guys' attention to is if you take a look at this silver offering here, if you look back at my 2017 2023 market overview, you're going to see this vehicle was at $60,000. Now, it was being offered by a different broker, but what apparently has happened is that, AtlantaAutos.com has actually purchased this vehicle, and they put it on the market last week for almost $68,000. They've reduced it a little bit this week, but I just thought I'd call that out to you. That's one of the things that I was able to see because I'm doing these market overviews, and we might see something like that as we start to see lower price points in the LC market, that one broker might purchase it from another, or they might purchase it from an auction. It gets put back on the market and it's at a higher price point. So beware of that, okay? But let's get into the reviews for the week. So obviously, in the header video, I showcased this $58,000 option here. That's dropped by $1,000 this week. Here's another, the only other option that we have under 60K this week, which is this 59,874 option. It's black with black interior. It's got some high mileage. I think about 80,000 miles here, and then I believe too it's got one accident. So, this car, while this car actually is a clean title, one owner, 0 accidents, this other one's really not an option to look forward to. But it's nice to see both of these under $60,000 because that's driving that low point. All right, we've got a brand new one to the market. Unfortunately, we don't have a picture for it just yet, but this is a white option with, if I'm not mistaken, red interior, 63,000 miles, so definitely higher price, coming in at $64,000. I think again we're probably seeing this at a higher market entry point because of tax season than we would have a couple weeks back. So just another thing to pay attention to. Here's another one of those $66,000 options. This one was on the market for a couple weeks now. We've seen the price drop from 68 to 66 on this one. Not a lot of videos or additional pictures on this one, but this one, if for those of you who really like that white black combo, if you're looking for somebody who's done a little bit more vinyling to their vehicle, then absolutely take a closer look at this one. Here's that 2018. Remember, this one it's not a salvage title, but it was T-boned and put back together from the Lexus dealership. Not going to talk a lot about this one because I absolutely spoke about this one in great detail on my February 24th market overview. So if you're interested, take a look at that. But we did see the price drop about an extra grand on this one. So we'll definitely look forward to seeing this one drop. And if this one's still available by the time April rolls around, it'll be interesting to see how close this one is to $60,000. I'm curious to hear back from you all. What are your thoughts on this particular vehicle or a vehicle like it where we've seen some extensive damage, but the dealer has actually put it back together? I'm curious what you guys think about that. Drop me some comments on that one if you will. Okay, the other options here are some really fair certified pre-owned options from Lexus. You're going to get these all in these are my 67 sisters, and there are 3 offerings here, all at about $67,000, and all ranging from the low 20s from a mileage perspective to the low 40s. So again, these are all solid options. I still hold to my standards of let's wait. If you're in the South, you're already experiencing an overload of pollen right now. If I had a brand new vehicle, I couldn't even wash it. I couldn't enjoy it, to be quite honest with you. So just another reason to kind of wait and watch these prices fall. Let me give you guys a tip too that I'm doing. Once I'm using, obviously the two vehicles or sites that I'm using to look at vehicles are Car Gurus and AutoTraders. I really like Car Gurus for just the searches and all the different options that you have. And I love AutoTraders because they're my secret weapon to actually go out and get the free Carfax reports. So if you do see some options out here and you want to get a little bit more information on them and don't want to pay for a report, check out AutoTraders. In many cases, I'm seeing that those are free reports over on their site. Let's talk a little bit about this 2020 offering because I am excited about this one. This is our cheapest 2020 that's not damaged. It's not a salvage title, so we got a clean title, 0 accidents, 1 owner. This one's just shy of $72,000. 50,000 miles, but man, is this a clean option here. This blue is not my first selection, but I tell you what. If you've ever seen this color in person, it definitely hits differently. And the interior on this being red with the Alcantara, it's got the glass top. I mean, that's a beautiful combo. So definitely something to consider there. Looks like 18s are, guys, I'm seeing a lot, again, probably because of the tax return season, but I'm seeing a lot of 18s that have some decent or low miles on them just being in this 74 price range and above. That's just absolutely too expensive for a 2018 model. Here's a great option here to take a look at as well. Now, right out the gate, this is not going to be for everybody because you see these bright red wheels. But I can tell you right now, if these wheels are 4Giatos, and I'm not sure that they are, it looks like the cap has been replaced to be a Lexus cap, but the wheels look very 4Giato-ish looking, which is a very high-end brand. They're almost like the Louis Vuitton of wheels right now. So if these are indeed Fortunatos, I mean, they would be expensive wheels, and you might consider maybe even switching it out, maybe getting them painted. So 22s, I mean, they definitely look beautiful on the car. This one's got the carbon fiber roof, but I think what's even more interesting about this car is that you guys know I personally like the glass top, but we know that the most expensive option is the carbon fiber with the retractable spoiler. This one has that, and it's got 9,500 miles to boot. So if you're looking for a low mileage, 2018. I mean, this thing's practically brand new, and if I'm being honest with you, I think it's going to probably fetch even a lower price point just because of the aftermarket wheels, which FYI, I've seen these on, on sites for, as low as about $2,000 for the OEM option. So that could potentially be a choice for you there. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Okay, as we round out the week, I want to talk a little bit about the convertibles. So here's a new low price point for the convertibles, $77,000. This one's red, white, 29,000 miles. It does have a lemon, so it is a reported lemon, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think about lemons. I'll drop it in the comments if you got some experience with lemons, if you feel like they're a good option or they're just not to be touched. I do know in California they have an extensive buyback program, so out there, absolutely, if you bring a vehicle back for the same issue 3 times, the dealer has to buy the vehicle back from you. And that could potentially be the case with this vehicle. If it is, I mean, that's not a bad price point to get you into a convertible, but overall we're seeing a lot of movement in a convertible. If you look at the stats that I've tried to provide for us in the left hand of the column here, you'll see that the convertibles of all the particular options has been the one that's continuously dropping and becoming the lowest and the quickest depreciating LC model. Now, some people will say that that's just because, there's a lot of convertibles on the market. Others will tell you that, maybe the convertible option of this vehicle is not going to be the one that holds the most value long term. I personally don't know. I mean, obviously, I've actually owned the hardtop. I love it, especially with the glass roof. The convertible, I've sat in several of them and test drove a few. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know that I'm willing to pay a $20,000 premium for the convertible, but I definitely can't take anything away from them. There's some amazing cars. So I'd be curious to hear what you guys think, about that argument. If you own a convertible and you've owned a hardtop, because I know there's several people who owned hardtops, sold their convertibles, sold their hardtops so they could actually purchase a convertible. I'm curious to hear from you. You've obviously had the best of both worlds. I'd like to see what your response is to that. All right, team. Well, listen, that's it for this week's review. You guys have a tremendously safe week. Wish you guys all the best until we meet up again. I've also spent some time doing a few walk-arounds this week. I think earlier today I posted a walk-around for a 2023 Lexus LC500. Please go check that one out, as well as tomorrow I'll be dropping a walk-around for a 2022 LX600 F Sport. And, I'm really excited about this LX because Lexus in the SUV market have really been lagging for the last few years. But looking at this walk around that I did the other day, especially the way they've got it set up with a little bit of a lift on it, man, looks really good. You guys tell me what you think about those as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week and weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again for our overview next week. Thank you, everyone. Godspeed.